Well, 101.5 FM, and Paul Catteroy has been our special guest in the studio, and he's sticking around for the next interview. Good on you, Paul.
No worries. I couldn't miss Larry's interview. I had to be here for it.
Is this your first time as hosting a radio program?
It is, actually, yeah.
We put you to work, don't we?
And what a privilege for it to be Larry as my first on-air interview.
And just 5 minutes ago you were talking about bumping him so you could get a couple of extra songs.
That's not what I said, Larry. That's not what I said at all.
Of course, joining us on the line right now as we speak, Larry Cann. How you going, buddy?
Yeah, not too bad, guys. Yourself?
I tell you what, he was that close to bumping you. He said, I'll get another song in, he'd be right.
And he's a big guy too, so I'd probably just, let him have it.
I'm pretty sure you've put up with some bigger things than poor old Paul here.
Now, Larry, this must be, this is a bit of a novelty, the other side of the interview desk this time.
Yeah, it is a bit, actually. It really is a bit of fun, though, because obviously I've got a pretty pride of passion subject to talk about.
And you've done a long time. And I mean, in all seriousness, Paul was just saying before, and what a great job Larry's done for a lot of independent artists and getting their music played through the Kicks FM network throughout Queensland and the regional areas, and so it's a real pleasure. And obviously we've had a bit to do with you over Urban Country over the last few years, and mate, it's a pleasure to help you to support what you're doing now in your music industry.
Well, it's very exciting. I guess it's going full circle. I started my career in the country circles as a rodeo cowboy, and then always loved the music that was about the lifestyle anyway. And then it's just come back to being in radio, and now I'm back doing rodeo songs, if that makes any sense.
Oh, now, see, what we're going to do now is we're going to put Paul on the spot, because he hates it when these radio announcers put him on the spot with these hard questions. So I'm sure Paul's got one or two ready for you, Mr. Cann.
Not really, but look, I want to ask you why you feel the need to make the rest of us feel really insignificant by going on tour with someone like Gord Bamford. I mean, seriously. I mean, how are we meant to compete with that? I mean, I was going to Tamworth to perform my own shows, but now all I want to do is go to your show and go to the radio.
Haven't you figured it out? It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Brilliant. I'm looking forward to it, mate. It's going to be great.
Yeah, no, very, very fortunate to actually, carve a friendship with Gord Bamford for the last 5 years, basically. I've been lucky enough to go to the Calgary Stampede in Canada, lead an actual holiday trip with a bunch of Aussies coming over with me, so I make them feel a bit more comfortable and don't get them lost in the Canadian traditions. And Gord was there the first year I went, and we've met up ever since, and it's just been a privilege to be able to cut a track with him for one part, and then the second part is to bring him home for a concert tour, and it actually allows him to finally reconnect with his dad, who he really has only been with twice in a very 30-year-old life. So this is a really, really special tour. And people that come out and see the Tamworth to Townsville run that we're doing, it's going to be a real treat. And it's honky-tonk driving country at its best, with a bloke that's got one of the smoothest voices. If you like Joe Nichols with a little bit more kick than Joe, then that's Gord Bamford.
Tracy's just fainted when you said Joe Nichols.
I do. But I can tell you that we had never heard of Gord Bamford about 12 months ago, and one of our listeners actually got a hold of us and said,
Chris Roach,
he
from
said,
Canada.
I've got to tell you now, you're missing out on one of the best country voices around. And he put us on to Gord Bamford, and I can tell you, he's fantastic. So you're going to make him look pretty good, aren't you? You're going to get out here.
I don't, endorse really heavily one artist. I mean, my job is to help out a lot of artists and try to be the even playing field. But I've got to throw it in there that Gord Bamford is one of the smoothest vocal styles that I've heard in a long, long time, in that Alan Jackson, George Strait sort of vein, but does straight ahead country, and it's something that I feel a lot of the Australian country artists are getting away from so much. Rue Arcus, it's good to hear his new stuff, and that's a bit more of bringing back that real classic honky-tonk country sound with the fiddles and the pedal steel. So I guess that's something of my own passion.
And it's got a bit of twang in it too. Like we were talking to Tanya not long ago, and she said, we need a bit more twang back in our country, and it's nice to see it coming on back.
Well, I always said it. Just what goes around comes around.
That's exactly right.
It's time to get back into the roots and back into the real country stuff.
Well, Larry, I'm sitting in the studio now with a good-looking bloke like Paul Cowderoy. So I know you're going to go through the same feeling, because the pair of us have got, you and I have both got a good face for radio, and you're going to be touring with a good-looking bloke like Gord Bamford. It's going to be easy to make him the centre of attention for the ladies, isn't it?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, luckily for us, I think he's going to have his family with him, which will be good. that'll keep everybody grounded, and we'll be okay. We'll just smile and wave a lot.
Oh, that's good. We'll talk about a bit of eye candy for the girls. That's okay. And the tour that you're going on, how long is it actually going to run for?
About 2.5 weeks from that first initial date in Tamworth during the Country Music Festival, and we start that Thursday night, midnight. Let's start it with a big party set at Blazes on Thursday night after the rodeo performance at the big Alex Stadium. And what we've done to sort of cater for the Cowboys, to get them into town, because obviously that's a passion of mine, and is what we're doing is the rodeo competitors, anybody that's a card holder of a pro rodeo membership of ABCRA or the APRA, if they quote their membership card and they happen to be in Tamworth, they can get $5 off any of the adult ticket prices as they come in for the midnight party show with their boots on.
So do they actually know what's coming, what's going to hit them on that night?
Well,
seriously,
we're going to give them a little teaser, because we're actually doing a small spotlight during the intermission of the go-round of the rodeo. So we'll do the one song we've done together, our new version of Mama's Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys. I'll probably do Much Too Young to Feel This Damn Old, and I'm guessing Gord might do one of his cowboy-type songs. There's a couple of really nice cowboy songs that he's done in the last couple of CDs that he's had out in Canada. So we'll see what he comes up with. But he might just do one of his big hits, like Blame It on That Red Dress or something like that too. Yeah. Or Drinking Buddy.
Yeah, that red dress is good. But listen, you're going to be right just up the road from us, up at the Ettamogga on that's January the 27th. And,
Sunday night, because we got the long weekend as Australia Day lands on the Saturday. So we snagged Aussie World Ettamogga pub there on the Sunday night, and of course you can sleep in because Monday's a holiday. Gotta love it.
How good's that?
Even better.
Even better. We like that sort of stuff. And of course, if you get your reserve tickets early, you're going to save another $4 off that one as well. So get in early, grab your tickets. Let's book this place out, because I can tell you, when you get a good act up there, that pub goes off.
I'm excited. The band
live.
The band we've got together, Rob Black and the boys, Chris Hartley on keys. The bass, well, we've got Steve Quinn, and it looks like we've got Bob Alloway on pedal steel, which to get a pedal steel player in a band coming on tour in Australia is so hard.
Well, Darren's decided, well, actually, he was going to put his hand up to be a rodeo for the roadie for the night, but he's done a terrible job here with Paul tonight, putting the capo in the wrong places, so we won't put him up for your roadie. But we'll be up there to see you guys on the 27th.
We're talking about
27th. There's on the Sunday night.
Talking about rodeo songs there, Larry. Is there an emerging artist around the place that sort of filled that void of Chris Ledoux for the rodeo type, specialty rodeo sound?
Yeah, Larry Cann.
No, from a US perspective.
I guess the one guy that's been really fortunate to probably take up a lot of that crowd has been Justin McBride, who was the 2 times PBR world champion, first guy in the Pro Bull Riders to win over $5 million in a bull riding career, and he did that in less than 10 years. And he's got his own band there, but quite honestly, hasn't got the best vocals I've ever heard. But because of the backing that he's got, and obviously the support that he had as a bull rider, and the fan base that he had from there, he's been able to enjoy going into a fun career after riding rank bulls for a long, long time.
Jeez, you want to hope he's not listening, mate.
Yeah.
So,
And I think there's another bloke too, actually, on the there's another bloke too that's on the PBR too, Colby Yates, I believe. If you look him up on YouTube, you can see some good bull riding songs that he's recorded. He's not too bad either. So they all sort of get together and party on and keep the rodeo crowd happy, it seems like, in the US. But I don't think anybody's really going to carry the hat that Chris Ledoux did for all those years.
Yeah. And we just thinking, you said 10 years to make $5 million as a bull rider. Let me tell you, I'd need to be paid $5 million to get on there for 10 seconds.
Bull, yeah.
Gee whiz. So hats off to Larry.
Yeah.
That could be a name of a good song.
There you
too.
go. That's the next album.
Hats off to Larry. Mate, looking forward to catching up with you on the 27th of January. If people need to know more about the tickets, jump on the website. Just Google search Larry Cann and you'll find the information that you need to. Mate, it's been a pleasure catching up with you tonight. We're going to go out with the song that you guys have recorded, Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys. And a big thanks again to Paul Cowderoy. Time's on the wing. We do have to go. It's nearly 8 o'clock. So we're going to go out with this song. Paul Cowderoy, thanks for coming in.
No
thanks
worries,
for being
guys.
a special guest. Larry Cann, good luck with the tour. Good luck with Tamworth this year and Tamworth to Townsville. And we'll keep supporting you all the way through it.
And we'll catch up with you in January.
Thanks, guys. I believe Rodeo Ready is out on iTunes officially tomorrow.
Oh, good timing. There we go. Oh, another Christmas present. Get onto iTunes.